What's the surface temperature? What you got there?
Hello? Is it working now? Yes? I think it is. I see my microphone working a little bit better. If somebody can hear me, type in chat. Alright. What's up, Wayne? Hope you're doing well, man. It's been a while. Took a little break. Still not seeing really anything else I want to enter in yet, but we are getting close. As some of you guys know, we longed down August, September area. Some of those we're still holding. That's where my spot is, but I've been hopefully looking for some buys here soon again on these retraces to try to get a few more in before I think we have a good move up here. All right. So I want to start with Bitcoin. I mean, this thing's just been fucking insane. It's just so strong. And let me go back over to this actually. The dominance. This is the one thing I want to look at first, and why I think we can get some good buys on these altcoins. Because we did have this like kind of rise and wedge almost that we have basically fallen out of, but we have a potential butterfly pattern that's getting set up here that I think could play out, and we get one more fuck you candle um, on Bitcoin dominance where Bitcoin continues to rally. Alts maybe drop a little or kind of stay steady, which is kind of what's been happening. And we get this up here to this key point at the 707, and I think if we can get that, I think that'll be a go sign at the top of this for alts to really rally starting there. But I can't ignore this. I mean, it looks really, really good for pattern-wise to potentially play out. Maybe we just come up here, reject, and go back down. But, I mean, dude, this would be buy all the alts you can. So I'm keeping my eye on that. This would be ideal for me. This was the range I was looking at. I think this was last stream where we had on Bitcoin. We've kind of just been ranging here. I mean, since you guys saw I haven't been trading much. I mean, look at this. We've just been completely ranging, and I don't feel like just trying to scalp right now. I'm looking for some bigger plays where I can basically just put more money on it and fucking ride it. And so far, we did sweep this high over here that we had. Came back down. We touched the midpoint of the channel. Found support. Kind of bouncing around now. So we're gonna watch and see how this plays out. This has popped up since. I mean, I don't know if it's going to play, but there is a potential bat here. This is the one I showed you guys earlier. But we could also get some type of Livermore, or not Livermore, oh god, Wyckoff accumulation here. Let's see if we're going to come out, break out above this, and then go. Because we did have the sweep here. Swept all this. One wick down. And so far we're holding back up. So this is something I just wanted to mark out just in case it happens. You know what I mean? From there, looking at other patterns that we could have. It's not so much a shark, but could get something like this as well where it does come down. We get a 50% retrace for pretty much kind of like a 5-0 and go from here. So if something like that happened, but I'm not really in the mood to be trading Bitcoin much. Like, I mean, this is not what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to some of these alts. especially with Bitcoin dominance still high. I'm just gonna play the waiting game for some high probability trades that I've been looking at with that. Sui is one that's been on my list again. With this pattern right here on the 4-hour daily, you can see it. There's a Gartley, and Sui's been super strong, and I think if we can go ahead and pretty much stop everybody out. Say we got this as kind of like a support here, right? We're kind of breaking down below this support that we had. If we can get one wick down into this, I think Sui would be a good long down here around 389. If you guys remember originally, we got in around the 80 cents mark. I want more of this. I'm still a buyer around this price, I believe. I do think this is going to go to 20 bucks. And I like the coin. I want more of it. AVAX. So I don't like this C point here because it is above the 886 at all. But what I am interested in is filling this weekly fair value gap down here. And I want to get long inside this box. So if I can get long inside this box here in the red, this would be ideal for me. I'd probably front run it a little bit. But this is just such a clean setup to me. And this is what I was looking at from last stream too for a little pump up. If you guys remember, I said low time frame bullish. Looking for a move down. I don't know if we go back up a little bit first, then down, but that is where I want to get long. In higher time frame on AVAX, I think this is going to be a killer trade if we can get this. Because look how beautiful this is. 618, 786 is up here. I think I front ran the TP right into this fair value gap that we have right here. This gap in between the candles and the wicks right here. It's mitigated on this, but I can just pull it across to show you. And I know the 786 is a little higher, but I'd probably try to front run it right into the gap first. Just front run the TP. But I think this is a trade that will do really well if we can get one more wick down into this gap here. This stop loss, I mean, I'll probably just be in spot, maybe low leverage. I might just hold it way lower, but I mean, this looks good. AVAX BTC is bottomed again. I mean, look at this. Let's clean this up a little bit. Just look at it. So we have all these lows here, right? So if we can come back down and sweep it one more time while we're forming a bullish div here. I mean, we're going to have a higher low here maybe with a lower low in price and on dominance. And I really do think this is going to be a pretty good area here if we can bid AVAX down there. One more move down on this, I think will be good. In this stream, I'm going to go mostly over coins that you guys want. Right? It's been a while since I've streamed again because some of the things I'm looking at haven't hit yet. So it's just stuff that I want to take. And I'm going to be patient for it because I want to size up on some of these. Now look at this. Carney Software even has the same thing, but his is looking for, I think this is a bat. I would assume it's a bat. But same area. But I identified the shark here, 1.13, 0.5, pretty much 1618, 886. And it's just such a key level too. And if you're looking at it on the weekly, there's another fair value gap here too. So if that gets filled, I don't know if it goes down that low, but that is the price. I am a major buyer of Ondo again, down around 76 cents. This is just for trade up into a 5.0. I probably take this way higher. If we get that price, I probably hold for moves up to like this range. What's it look like on the log scale? I mean, yeah, dude, I could see this. I mean, even if it just goes from here, I could see that. But if it does come back down, I could just see this like fucking taken some like crazy moves like that before it just absolutely rips. But this is what I want, right? I want 80 cents, under 80 cents. I mean, I'll probably start buying around 90 and just DCA down into spot and ride it. I've been in this one, if you guys remember, since like 20 some cents. And I have taken some off 100%, but I do want more. Solana, I was looking for a little bit lower for a buy. We didn't really get it. This was the original setup that I had on Twitter that I posted, and it might be a little messy for you guys, but I can kind of go over it for you. So we had a crab pattern here, 618 to 1618. So we had this complete here, right? So this fib that I have is pinned from this low to the high. And we got a perfect 618 take profit from the bearish pattern. And at the bearish pattern where that completed at the 618, you also had a weekly order block here where we tapped the midpoint of that. So we had a 618 pullback from a bearish pattern into a weekly order block midpoint, and then we could have an AB equals CD for a 1618 potential that's up here at 328 or 323, and 328 also lines up with the larger butterfly pattern around 320. So maybe we tap that before the unlocks happen in March. I think they are, where like 25% of Solana is going to get unlocked. And then maybe that's where we have our retrace. Hold on one second. My fucking dog's going to attack somebody. Sorry, he's fucking going off right now. They got Amazon delivery, dude. Alright, so this is basically what I'm looking at Solana, and this is something I've talked about for Solana for a long time. I mean, so this was the setup that I had, right? This is what we posted, looking 165, 170 area. This is where prior to this happening, and then this is what happened after. So almost Pico bottom, boom, big move up. I know I had somebody that did super, super well off of this. Um, I don't know if he's okay with me calling it out, but it was like Tyler Moon or whoever it was right here. And he just said, hey, thanks, save this photo, currently writing my best trade ever. So shout out Tyler. I don't know if you're watching this, but he was able to snag the bottom of Solana before that move based on that post. So just want to shout him out because that was a killer trade by him by just watching what I posted, looking at the area, and catching it. I'm still currently long from like 130, I think. So for me, I didn't really add or do anything to it. I'm kind of just holding that one at the moment. I'm still long from 134 on Solana. So I'm just holding that one because if you guys remember, I was talking about if we hold that weekly order block. Let's see it. Right here. So this is from April, man. It's almost been a year, but I've said since if we hold this weekly level here from this order block, we're looking at 328 next. Um, and so I'm still holding that because I do believe since we hold this level here, 328 comes after that. So that's what I've been looking at. That's what I'm looking to hold uh, from 134 to 328. And it's going to be a good trade, I believe. So far, it's playing really well. Yeah, we had a retrace. I probably could have added and compounded it, but I didn't. I'm just kind of holding. Okay, what else did I want to look at? I wanted to look at Cpool. So this is another one of my spot bags that I have posted in my Discord that I was telling people that I was going to buy and get into and hold. So this one's coming down on a retrace where I might want to add a little bit more. I think if I go to the daily here, I have my harmonics. Yep. So these were the entries that we had on Cpool. We had a alt bat here that came down to a 1.13 that marked the Pico bottom, and then we had a shark here to a 1.13 that also had a good support level. So those were where I added and bought my initial entry into C-Pool. Those were my first buys, like these areas in this zone. And it had a great pump up. I haven't sold any actually. Maybe should have taken some off, but some of these I just want to hold throughout the cycle. And if we do get a retrace on this one, we have a perfect, like 618, 618, 1414, 786. So this is where I'm looking to reload on C-Pool if we can, and I think this is a level that you guys should maybe place some bids on if you research the coin and you like it. Um, but this one looks great to me. Around 17 cents, 17.3. So this is a Gartley. You guys know how I am with Gartleys. They're my favorite patterns to trade. Very bullish on a real world asset, and the chart looks phenomenal. So if we're gonna have a Gartley and we can get down at 17 cents again, I think this could be a 10x easily. At least 5x. You know what I mean? Like I think this at least goes to $1. And if we're looking on a, let's say like a weekly or monthly chart, yeah, I mean I think this at least goes to $1. So this is a bread and butter harmonic pattern that I think you guys should not fade. Use your own discretion, obviously, but this is a perfect pattern. I saw it last night when I was scanning. I wanted to show you guys this one. And this is an asset that I already own and I want to buy more of. I'm going to go to everybody's request here in a second. There's a couple other things that I really like that I want to look at again with you guys. Chainlink. I think Chainlink is inevitable. Like this one's inevitable, right? Like I think this one goes to $100. Maybe not this cycle, but at some point it's going to $100. It's going higher than $100 easily. I think DocuSign. I don't know if you guys have seen the old DocuSign CEO or founder. He basically put on LinkedIn that Chainlink is inevitable and that they were going to use them for smart contracts. So I know this is like old news, some of this other shit, but I mean Chainlink, everything is using Oracle basically for smart contracts, and Chainlink is integrated throughout the entire crypto ecosystem. So if you're going to bet on crypto, Chainlink is one that you can bet on safely because you're basically betting on crypto as a whole and blockchain as a whole. So this is something that I've actually been continuing to accumulate, even though I've already bought and I hold along from down here still. I'm still going to hold that. I'm going to continue to accumulate spot for this one. This is more of a longer term one that I'm looking at. And still going to be a Link Marine. I've been a Link Marine for a long time. But if we get a retrace on here, I would love to pick some up down around 13 bucks again if it comes down. I don't know if it will. There's a potential bearish shark right here that we're looking to complete around 30 bucks. If it falls from there, then I will pick up more spot. And the way to look at it is I don't care if things fall again. Like I'm perfectly okay with things falling. I have money sidelined I want to add into the market. So I am hopeful things fall where I can add more into it. If not, I'm just going to ride what I have. Um, I want to look at PopCat. Because this one was interesting for me. I just looked at this yesterday and found this bat. I think I posted it in the Discord saying if we do get a move back down to 46.5 at the PRZ here, I'm definitely going to slam that. Because I think this looks pretty good. And you kind of probably have some dips forming here. I haven't even really checked them. But basically like a fallen wedge almost, or yeah, I mean look at that. You got lower low, and on RSI you got a higher low, higher low, higher low on AMP. Like this looks good. Like even here you can see it. Boom, boom, boom. So PopCat looks actually really good down here. So if you were looking to pick up PopCat, I mean I think this is a steal. you would be looking at least $1.04 to 144 for a T2. And I mean, I don't see why that doesn't happen. I mean, even from if you buy now for spot, I mean, you're looking at like a 70% move. If you're looking up here, it's over 1.5x. So that looks good. I haven't checked MOG recently. There could be something here playing on MOG as well. It looks a little deep, to be honest. This looks a little lower than a 618. 6.6. Maybe it's a 618. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, this pretty much already filled. Again, if you get a sweep on MOG for one more push down, you have a Gartley on MOG too. Look at that. So screenshot this one. You have C-Pool with a Gartley, you have MOG with a Gartley, you have a nice bat on Popcat. So these are things that are coming into good zones to accumulate and get in. And at least start buying spot if you don't have spot in some of these memes or some of these other coins. Like, I have a pretty balance between are we back? Are we back? I think my headset died. I plugged it in though. So look at that. We have MOG, we have Popcat. That looks good. Um, Potentially Ondo if we get a dip on it. Not sure if we will. AVAX looks good soon. We're gonna check Say out, and then we'll go to the requests. Somebody said it froze. Is it good now? I mean, look at this on MOG. Like, this is beautiful with this Gartley. What up, Rusky? What up, Fed? So this is what I'm looking at with this nice Gartley here on MOG. 382 right into the gap. Daily 618. I mean, if this goes a little bit lower here, it might line up a little bit better. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and start looking at some of the other ones for you guys. I want to look at Say. So I didn't like this on Say, but maybe it pumps up from here and then comes back later and sweeps these. This is ultimately what I'd be looking for on this one though, like putting in a C point. For a move up. So this is just kind of the structure I'm looking at. So now that we've kind of retraced all this, like probably start buying around this zone again for a move up to here. Just trying to keep it simple with some of these. I mean, it doesn't have to be hard. Let's start with what Rusky asked on Foxy. So this is also a meme. Said there was a bat here, which there is a bat. So you're at a full 886 retrace here. And your daily's closing above it, so this could be a good long. I actually like this a lot. Alright, so let's start going through some of the ones you guys want, and if you want, add the time frame you guys want to look at it. Like, do you want to look at it high time frame, where I think it could go and you could find an entry, or do you want like low time frame for trades? Like, if you requested coins, please tell me like kind of what time frame you want to look at it, because I mean low time frame, there could be something different versus like a high time frame on what I see. So a couple people asked for CRV and then Aave. CRV, I this is like a Hail Mary Godfather trade. Like if this came, I would probably long the fuck out of it. I don't know if it's going to. But I was talking to somebody about this. I already have alerts set on this. Look, it says gigalong. But there's a Gartley on CRV that could form if we got to move back down to like 46 cents. And it looks really good because you had all these lows. You had manipulation below it. And then you broke out. And if you come back down and you retest the breakout on top of this level here, while you form the Gartley, I think this is such a good area to pick some up if you can get this down here for a long, for a much higher move, for something probably up in the, at least up here. So this, I'm keeping it very simple on this one. If I'm going to trade this one, I would love a buy down around 46 cents for Gartley completion. Just going to stick to my strategy, whichever harmonics I see that pop up that I like with coins with fundamental or just meme in the meme space that I could see people getting behind. That's kind of what I want to trade, and I want to stick towards mostly harmonic patterns because they have been playing extremely well in this market. And if they can hit a weekly fair value gap at the same time, even better. Fartcoin, I saw somebody requested that, so I did have it pulled up, but I think I closed out of it. I had Fartcoin pulled up here. Oh shit, it deleted the harmonic I had. I'll do it anyways for you real quick. Fartcoin, if we get this, it'll be a good buy. So probably if you're looking to enter, I would 886 and 786 and start buying in between there, between 87 cent and 106, and I think those would be good buys on Fart. So this one would be into this fair value gap, and this one would be at this order block here. That's basically what the fibs line up with as well. So if you get some pushes down, like a few more down into this zone area, I think that would be a good buy. Lower time frame, I mean, it is in a bearish market structure here. Like we have like high, low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low. Like the market structure does look bearish. Like here you swept, right? You actually got above this, but then what happened? I mean, you just completely nuked through these lows again. So even though this does look like it could be bullish and you are forming like pretty much like a flag, and obviously that's not perfect, but just to show you, like it is still bearish at the moment. Like you are in a lower time bearish market structure. So ideally, if that continues, this is like the area that I think I would have more confidence in buying. And for me, it's hard to even like look at Fartcoin because I called it out in the Discord at like 7 million market cap. And I said this is easily going to 100 million market cap, and now I'm looking at it and it's 1.5 billion. So, I mean, that would be a 200x from when I first said it was going to 100 million market cap in the Discord. So, yeah, this one hurts a lot, but whatever. Hot air rises. So there's a couple of these that we've been in. ASYM did tap like 20, 25 mil and it's come back down a little bit. But I mean, I'm pretty sure the dude's still building and like it might take some time, but I mean, it's a good one. I do think this eventually breaks out. Like this is a good looking chart that could break out for higher. What was the other one? It was Alpha. So this one hit like a 40x for us. It's come back down. I have taken a lot off of this one, but this one could continue as well. So this one we called around I think 1.7 mil or some shit like that back here. I forget exactly what I called this at, but this one's popped off really well. And the chart still looks good on this. I mean, it looks like it's starting to form a lower time frame reversal on market structure. So just simply looking at this, you took out this high, put in a higher low. Now, if you can put in a higher high, we'll see. And it looks like you completely filled the gap. Yep. I mean, this one still looks good. If they're going to continue to build, you have to check with these though. I mean, they are low cap coins, so they're a little more risky. And I mean, we hit a 40x on this, if not more, at the peak. I have a lot of this taken out, but I do have Moonbag left. Somebody asked for Pepe. So this was the old trade that we had, and it would definitely went a little bit higher. Now, if I was gonna look to buy Pepe, that's a pretty deep wick. I'd probably be looking at like maybe the Shark or Cypher that we have over here. I'd be looking at like a move back down into here for me to want to get long at it around 0.401. That would be what I would like to see for me to get back into this. Yeah, audio is just such an old coin. Like it can definitely play out, but I don't know, man. I'm just been kind of staying away from shit like this. Chart doesn't look half bad. Not saying it can't pump. I don't know. It really hasn't proven itself in the first half. Banry's kind of type 2ing right now. We had the fucking harmonic completion here for the bat at the 886. We ran all the way up to 382, and this isn't even pinned properly. So we ran all the way up to 382, and we're coming back and we're tapping the 886 again. Like, I don't see why this isn't a good area to potentially ride this to a 618 from here, or even higher. Like this would be a good area to start accumulating if you don't have any. Nothing wrong with accumulating now, especially if it's spot. Whoever asked for Vanry. I mean, this is the 886 Type 2 retest. Right as we speak. And just save some in case we dip to 7 cents. But, dude, if it hits 7 or 8 cents, and you're not going to give a shit if it goes up to, like, 26 cents. If you bought at 8.5 cents or 7 cents, you're not going to care. Or even higher, even if it goes a lot higher, like, you're not going to care. You're just going to kick yourself in the ass for trying to be cute with the entry and not buying at all. Alright, let's look over Frog for my buddy Scoos. Shout out Scoos. I like this. The only other thing, I might have to pull up a chart from here just to see all the data to see if there's anything I was missing. Oh shit. So how far have we retraced from its beginning? 786. So yeah, 786 is good. You know what I mean? 786 retrace, like this is where I started to enter on Frog. I fucking got, my buddy told me to buy it day one. I didn't, but I am taking a leverage trade on this and spot trade. I do think this performs pretty well. And I added again this morning to this one. I know up here it was my first buy, or somewhere around here I bought, then I bought here, here, and then I bought here. And if we go down any farther, I'll probably buy again. But I've been accumulating this area. What I was looking at was this. Gartley. And give me like 3 minutes and I'll be right back, guys. All right. So that's basically what I'm looking at on Frog. I think this is a good area to start getting into it. Obviously, save some in case we take a little bit more of a dip. But just overall, like I think it's a good looking chart. And then add on breakout. I mean, I own some of this. I haven't been keeping up with everything they've been doing recently, but I do own some of this. I know somebody asked about it. You might know a little bit more with me since you said something about Sol integration. I haven't seen that or heard of it or looked into it yet because I haven't really been paying attention to it. But I mean, if you're gonna accumulate and this thing is gonna continue to go, like this is the area to do it. What else did you guys want to look at? I know W. I have to do W for Fed. Oh wow, that fucking bat played out perfectly. That bearish bat. Bullish bat, bearish bat. Maybe you have another harmonic trying to form over here. Yeah, that's way too deep. But who knows? Maybe you bounce from the 886. Maybe this sweeps one more time into here. Take out these lows. Sweep this one more time. That's where you want to get long probably. If you're bullish on W. Wormhole. DYDX does look good, huh? I like DYDX. The chart looks good. High time frame. It looks really good. High time frame. Pingu. I haven't really looked at this chart. It's new, so it's kind of hard. I sold all mine. Like I just offed all of it as soon as I got it. Not really much to look at. I mean, you swept the low. I guess the next thing would be just to maybe watch it for a break and look for bullish market structure. But isn't the valuation of this so fucking high already? Here's a low time frame. Harmonic on Gala. Probably be looking up for a 0.038 push from here. Yeah, higher time frame. It's a harmonic that if you got a push down to, it's a nice bat. 0.023. I mean, you slam it there. I think that's the last buy you get before it would run for alt season. Oh, Tia. So this is one I was looking at as well, right? Like this is, so I actually was looking at Tia yesterday. You had your double harmonic area down here. You're coming back down into that lower time frame. You had a harmonic. You had a nice little shark here. 418, 4.18 is your hop. And that would sweep all these lows that you had here. Ideally, we get one more push down into that, and we tap these two red lines again one more time, and then go from there. But I think this is a good TIA accumulation zone as well. This is just accumulation, right? Like, you could look back at this later in like the latter half of the year and it be up here, and you're gonna be like, oh, I had all this time. I mean, you're still below your moving averages, but if this taps that one more time, and then you start to get above these moving averages, you can really start to make a move on this. Maybe get like a little rounded bottom almost. Uh, Archibald asked about Moo. No, I don't have any more Moo. I got rid of it. I got way rid of this once it started doing shit like this. Like, I really think this is controlled and manipulated by insiders. And I think they somehow, or I think they own a lot of the supply, and I think they're dumping on you, and I think they're pushing it. Because if not, I don't see why this would not have ran more than it already did. But I do think insiders are fucking have a lot of this, and they're just getting rich off of everybody, me included. Like, I think they made some good money on me because of this. But this does, I don't know. It didn't play out either. Alright, there was maybe a couple more. ENA. So there was a couple on ENA. I don't want to be too greedy on this one. I don't know if we're going to be coming down all the way. Because there was the bat. I mean, this C point's a little iffy, but if we came down into this fair value gap here, I mean, this is a big buy. If we get a major dump, if we don't, and we just get a smaller dump, then this would be the area with the potential Gartley that lines up with this lows that you had over here, this high over here, which is a support, and you had a daily fair value gap here too. So you have a lot of things that line up with this level that could be a pivot if you hold above this, at least for a trade. I went over, say, earlier, if you want to go back in the stream once it's uploaded on YouTube. I think that's a lot of the things people asked for. Wild, I don't want to go over wild. WLD, I mean, just the dilution is just so high. I don't even want to tell people to buy that just because they're just dumping on people. Like, they have so many coins that, I don't know. I just think it's not a good coin. ME, I mean, Magic Eden, I don't even know if that's a good buy. Like, NFTs are kind of not the meta or cycle right now. Even if this continued to go down, like, I remember when people clowned on me for like selling all of my Magic Eden around this area. But I mean, look at this. Nobody gives a shit about NFTs this cycle, really. Maybe if it came up and you could look to trade it if it comes and reclaims this level. But I wouldn't want to touch it down here. I mean, this looks so weak. Unless you're like super bullish on it, I mean, then go ahead if that's up to you, but I'm not touching this. I don't even know what this coin is, but maybe a shark. cipher almost. It's kind of ugly. I mean, it's a cipher, but it's an ugly one. I don't even know what this is, so I would have to know a little bit more about it because I do look at what things do as well. I haven't been active in any other Discord except my own, and my own I'm still waiting on trade, so I haven't been super active in there. Yeah, are we back? Are we back? Sorry. And that's because I'm waiting on trades. Like I already posted trades that I'm waiting on and waiting to take, and things have been choppy and they've been chopping downwards, and so for me, this is the waiting part, and that's why I recommend people stay in there for a while because there'll be some months where not much happens. There's really not much to do, um, and then there's some months where there's a lot to do, and we're in there every fucking day grinding. So that's why I recommend just staying around for a longer time, because I mean, shit, 1 month you can join and there might not be anything I'm really looking to take because it doesn't fit my trading strategy or what I want to take. There's other people in there that might, but or it might be the best month somebody's ever traded. But for me, it's just I don't see what I want to see, so I'm not trading it because I'm sticking to my rules and my game plan. There's a link in here. I can just post the Discord link. I don't even know if this will work. I'll have to do it after because I'm in a stream mode right now, and it won't let me copy and paste. Um, you if you guys want to, you can, but I'm not shorting. Like, I'm not gonna short. But if you guys wanted to, I mean, have at it. But I'm just looking at which ones are gonna hit and complete the harmonics that are gonna give me the the game plan and entry that I want to take based on the harmonic pattern and everything else that lines up, and see what market sentiment is, and then long. I'm not really in the mood to really short. Most of these I want to just add more spot and then take some low leverage longs for swings if we can get these prices. And if not, I'm currently happy with exactly what I have in the market. I'm personally not looking for shorts, even though there's some of them that would have been good shorts if I would have taken them, right? But I'm more focused on trying to get an entry on a good long. And just because I'm not active 24/7, I am watching these a lot. Like I still pull these up and I look at them and see where it's at, see what price is doing to see if I need a pivot or my thesis has changed or anything like that. But some of these, like for example, Sui, I mean, it looked super bullish here, right? It looks like we could have went higher, but I'm just waiting. Everybody's asking about Trump coin. I have not bought any Trump coin. I try to stay away from anything that is made by an influencer, and I'm not saying Trump. I mean, obviously he's a fucking president, but anything that is made by like any celebrity or influencer or anything like that, I want to stay away from. So like Mother or whatever it was called by Izzy, Trump, any of these coins, I typically stay away from. I mean, it's 7 billion now, and yeah, this could go a lot higher. You know what I mean? It could go a lot higher, but I mean, the interview Trump was like, "Oh, I know what it is. Like, we launched it. I just he doesn't know too much about it or anything. Like, I don't know, man. I stay away from these things. Maybe if we got something down here, maybe I would do it, but they could move down into 16.6, maybe. I mean, I probably still wouldn't, but I mean, that would be the level that if I'm looking at this and say this is something that I wanted to buy, that's the level I'd be looking for. I'd be looking for that 786 retrace off the rip. And I'm assuming that would be around, what's that? Almost pretty much half. So around 3 billion. Osmo's fucking dead, isn't it, Wayne? I don't know. I haven't really looked at it, but anything on Cosmos has pretty much died, bro. It's been absolutely gone. I thought it was going to be a good cycle for that type of stuff. What was this, like a bat that I had here? The Wayne Batson. Sending Osmo to 0. I don't know, man. I mean, if you were bullish on this, I think this would be an area to just buy it and stake it if you were. But if not, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look the best. I mean, it doesn't look terrible with the harmonic, but is it gonna pick steam back up? I don't know. I'm just focused on like high probability right now. I want to get some good solid 5X's and then be able to take that, rotate that, maybe some more riskier on-chain plays later in the cycle too, and just continue to multiply. But I also don't want to do what I did my first cycle ever back here and just give everything back and just leverage, or even here on this cycle, like thank God for all my spot because this fucking nuke that we had, I mean you could see it on other charts better, but in this May 2021 nuke, a lot of the leverage I had, I mean I lost way over 6 figures here, and it hurt. And I'm not doing that this cycle. I made great money in the first half, and I refuse to do that. And I suggest that some of you guys focus more on spot as well going into this later half, because you can still make a lot of money really quick with spot and probably keep more of it than you would if you just get a fucking nuke and a leverage wipe one day, and all the money that you never even really had in your bank, and it was just imaginary numbers on the screen, are gone. And I want to really drill that in for some of you guys, because it only takes one fucking nuke, one day, for things to completely change. But if you're in spot, it can always recover. So I've made a good chunk already this cycle, and I'm not trying to give back a lot of it. So that's why I'm trying to be greedy with some of these entries, and I'm looking for more spot and low leverage again. Because right now, if I just get a couple more X's on a few of these, I will be really happy. But obviously, I'm still gonna, once things heat back up, and I just felt like pump fun and all that shit was super diluted recently. So I took a step back, and I've just kind of been looking at some of these high probability trades where I can just size up on them and ride those. And yeah, it just makes no sense when I know there's a few of these that can easily you size up on, you can make some good money on it and consolidate, versus trying to chase the million fucking tickers that are out there right now. Which I'm still gonna chase those later with obviously way less size than stuff I would put on these, but I'm looking for some high probability trades, have some of this pump up, and then have the on-chain start to spark back up again. I want to see what type of regulations Trump puts in place for crypto. It's still kind of out there. Not much has happened yet. He's in office now, obviously, so we have a new dude that comes in for the SEC chair or whatever it is. So, I mean, there's a lot of changes going on. And we don't know exactly what's going to happen, what he's going to bring in. So, a lot of things, if you go to the weekly charts, the last few weeks have just been chop. Like, okay, yes, Sol had a good one, right? Because Trump released a coin on Solana. So, yes, Coinbase had issues with withdrawals, deposits, all this shit with Solana because the infrastructure wasn't there for such a rush of buys from Solana. But I mean, if you look at most other charts and you go to a weekly, it's just been a fucking chop fest. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 2 months of chopping on most altcoins. Like, look at this 7. I mean, this one just chopped downwards. It went down. Um, Seapool went down. Like some of these other ones went down. Well, some of them just chop sideways. Like there hasn't really been much for me, especially being more of a buy side trader and looking to just hold spot and buy side trade, which is what I am better at. Uh, and I have a higher hit rate with long end than I do with short end. So why would I even, if I know my odds, why would I do that? Especially as I know that Bitcoin dominance is so high, and at any point we could start to see a good alt season pop off. I'd rather just prepare myself and do what I do best instead of force. And I mean, some of these could go from here. Like, like this could just continue from here too. It doesn't have to come all the way down here. Some of these setups that I have, and I'll have to pivot, but I'm not gonna lose any money doing it. Anybody have any questions or anything? I have to look at hype. I know somebody asked for hype, and I said I would do it because that's also a good one. I mean, hype still looks bullish. Like, sentiment around this and everything is still great too. But I mean, shit. Imagine it's a sea leg. Imagine it's a sea leg, and you get maybe probably not, but hey, who knows? Maybe you get a fucking full 886. I would buy the shit out of pipe down here if it did, around $6. But I don't know, man. I don't own any. It's probably financially irresponsible to not own any, but here I am. I'll do one more. I'll look at WIF. Everybody wants to know if the hat's still on. So the original Gartley I had, looks like you're trying to come back down into a bat, maybe. Might be forming the bat now, actually. Even Carney software has it. I mean, it looks good now. I mean, some of these memes have good harmonics already, but then some of the other like main coins don't look as great. Um, they look like they could go lower, but some of the memes look good. Maybe it is a meme super cycle. Um, but I mean, the trade would obviously be from around this area back up to 260. I mean, minimum 230. I think this is on Coinbase and Robinhood now too, right? I know Bonk is. I mean, WIF does have a harmonic on it right now. It's just, is this gonna hold? It looks good. Any other questions? Uh, let's. You said, were you talking about USDT dominance, Wayne? Before I head off, Wayne, I don't know if you're still there. Were you talking about dominance? I know that the stream is probably a little delayed. I love Wayne. We need to. I gotta reach back out to you, Wayne. It's been a little bit, and kind of just been waiting on trades, man. So there's not really much to do. But I mean, dominance looks a little bullish too. Like it looks like it's. I mean, on the weekly here, right? Like you have a higher low here, and you have a lower low here. This is a lower low, especially if you hit this fucking bullish bat. I mean, it's not good. It's not bullish for assets. I hate to say it, and I hate to be that guy, but I am looking for these retraces. And I've been very patient. I have not been losing money on the way down with some of these. Prove me wrong. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't. But hopefully, we can get some good bids again. It's been taking a while with this cycle, but if we do get some good bids, I mean, maybe mid-February. Yeah, I could see 0.5-ish. 0.5-ish would make sense. If we got something like this, that would make sense, because then I could see something like this playing out. Maybe not all the way up here, maybe. But even if something like this played out, I could see that. What is this? Is this a butterfly or a crab? Oof. I mean, so there's multiple things down here. Ideally, this is what happens. We get a pump up, fill the weekly gap, fill this daily one, and then from there we enjoy the rest of the ride all the way down to here. And then we watch the fuck out down here again. Yeah, I was thinking a good summer. Like, exactly, LC. Like, I think we have some time to be patient, to accumulate some things, to get in again. Hopefully, another drop down. And then I think we have a good middle of the year. And then I think end of the year starts to turn to shit. No matter who is going to be elected or president, vice versa, I think end of the year it does start to look bad. Q4. But I do think we're going to have a good year. I think right now, just at the beginning of the year, we need some patience. And then from there, I think it's going to turn around, middle part, and then we'll go from there.